All right. Good morning, you winners out there. Mark Simpson here. I'm not John Moran, and Julie is not John Moran. John is on the road, and I am the humble occupant of the seat for John Moran, hosting this show. Maybe not always so humble, but happy to be here helping you win the day because that's what we're doing, right, Julie?
Right. Win the day.
Win the day. So, hey, just as we get started here, I would love to hear from you. And where are you winning from? Let us know. Post in the comments on Facebook. We'd love to know where you're winning from. We're going to add in the one and the only Andrew Smith, team leader of Keller Williams.
Good morning.
Here in Destin, beautiful Emerald Coast. And today, we're actually going to be talking about seizing opportunity. Opportunity knocks. And hey, look what I did. I wore the shirt. Opportunity knocks. That was the topic. It was a shirt that I had prepared. And John said, hey, would you talk about opportunity knocking? And just as you know, John always starts off with a little bit of conversation on that. And I want to set this up, and then we're going to dive in and ask how you're winning and how, of course, we want to find ways that you can seize opportunity and win the day. But I want you to think about this. If we take opportunity and we knock it out as an acrostic, there are a couple things that come to mind. And one is, first, you've got to open your mind to new possibilities. If you're going to seize opportunity, you have to have an open mind. If you have a closed mind, you're not going to see it. If you are so tunnel visioned, and look, there's something about singular purpose. There's something about focus. But if there's not any openness, don't you think you're going to miss some opportunity? What do you say, gang?
Yes, you got to be prepared for opportunity, but you also have to have an open mind to receive it. So it's just constantly being prepared. When I first got started in this business, my nickname was Lucky. People always called me Lucky. And I actually was offended by that. And then I got over it. But It wasn't that I was lucky. It was that I was prepared.
Love it. And so, go for it, Andrew.
I'd say, I agree with that as well. I think the first thing you need to do is set up your environment to support your goals, whatever that is. When I first went on a diet a few years ago, the first thing I did was clean out the pantry. And, setting up everything to begin with is the first step in the process.
Awesome. So look, you got to be open to it. Jesse, winning from Huntsville, Alabama. Awesome. We're glad that you're here. So also in that whole process of winning the day, a lot of times people think that just because it's an opportunity, it should be easy. Hey, not so. If we take the P in opportunity, it's persevere through the challenges. Opportunities don't always come in a nice little neat bowed up package. Sometimes it's the opportunity to put on your overhauls, get some axle grease on them, and get to work. You've got to persevere. What are some of the things that you've had to persevere through that in doing so, you made the most of your opportunity?
Well, I would say one of the opportunities for me was in perseverance. I'm thinking about the Olympics right now. Is I read a lot of books, and you get a lot of books that you don't a lot from the books that you're not expecting. And one of the books talked about Michael Phelps and how he'd show up every day. And, when it's cold, when you're tired, when you don't feel like doing it. And it's kind of like we talked about, the nighttime me is the planner and the morning me is the doer.
That's so true.
With any goal that you have to have your plan every single day, and you have to execute the plan. Now, you don't always have to execute perfectly, but you have to show up. And it's like running a marathon, it's doing a triathlon, it's showing up. You might not, run the best that day, you might fall down, but it's in the falling down that you learn, and it's in the showing up that you have the perseverance.
Love it. So that is the persevere through the challenges. The next P in opportunity, of course, is prepare diligently and thoroughly. How many agents out there are not preparing? How many are not diligent in that preparation so that when it knocks, they're in the bathroom?
87%.
87%. Why 87%, Andrew?
Because that's how many get out of the business the first 2 years, according to NAR.
Look, real estate isn't complicated. It's a pretty simple process. Talk to a lot of people and learn how to write contracts and negotiate those contracts. Now, we are going to add to the conversation all the way from Colorado, Denver, Colorado, Matthew Kohler, MAPS coach. We are talking about seizing opportunity and winning the day. Glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry for being a couple of minutes late.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing: is I texted you just a little bit ago, and you seized the opportunity, and you said I'll be on. So better late to an opportunity.
I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't do that. Yeah, absolutely.
That's right. So the other thing is that of overcome obstacles with determination. There is the overcoming, and that kind of fits with the persevere. And I like what I guess it was Jim Rohn said: "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better." And these are character building opportunities in the midst of opportunity. But I do want to jump back for preparing. John always talks about preview, right? Study the market. What else that's in that preparation?
Those are the main things that he talks about, is preview and study the market. You have to know what's going on in order to be able to talk credibly with clients.
Yeah. No doubt. Look, I'm going to run through these, and we're going to riff. I'd love to hear how you're winning out there, wherever you are. Let us know in the comment section where you're winning from and how you're winning and how you're taking care of opportunity. So if we look at it, open your mind to new possibilities, persevere through challenges, prepare diligently and thoroughly, overcome obstacles with determination, reach for your goals with passion. Your why power has to be greater than your willpower. Take initiative and be proactive. John messaged me about that, of showing up. We had an agent that showed up for brand new agent showed up for floor duty. She was prepared. She was there. Somebody walked in. It resulted in a $5 million sale, $150,000 commission on her first deal. Now, they don't all come that easy, but she showed up. She took initiative. Understand that failure is part of the process. And in neuro-linguistic programming, we always say there is no such thing as failure. There is only feedback. Understand, all right, never give up, stay persistent, inspire others with your action. Because, hey, success is not a solo sport. You've got to have people come along that are inspired with your opportunity to grow with you. And inspired buyers, inspired sellers, inspired vendors. You have to inspire them. Trust in your abilities. Know your abilities and lean into those. And finally, your moment is now. Seize it. You can't dither when opportunity knocks. So that's an acrostic for opportunity. I want to throw it out to our gang here of great folks. What when you think of winning the day and seizing opportunities, what comes to mind for you?
You know, Mark,
Matt,
I'll jump
in first.
Yeah, I'll jump in. You know, I think that early on in my career, I thought seizing the opportunity was seizing every opportunity. Right? Everything looks like a bed of roses. Everything looks like it's going to make you $1 million and make you uber successful and driving Porsches and all those things. And yet, I've actually found that really the key to seizing the day is understanding what are the opportunities that you are most uniquely suited for. Yeah. Right. There are certain opportunities. Listen, they could call me up and say, hey, listen, LeBron James wants you, on the court with him this season. And you know what? I'm 5'10". I'm in my mid 30s. I'm probably not helping that game much. So it's an opportunity, but it's not necessarily the right opportunity for me.
Not your ability.
Understanding. Exactly. So understanding what you are uniquely positioned for and finding opportunities that align with that is really the key to success.
Love it. Jake Dixon says, just look at Steven, and he didn't put the last name because he probably couldn't spell it or pronounce it, but the pommel horse guy from USJ Gymnastics. A great story of seizing opportunity all around, serving the team at the highest level by focusing on his one thing. So true. So true. Julie, what you got?
So I would say with opportunity, here's the thing, sometimes you think it's the gold medal and the spotlight. And the reality is it's opportunity is sometimes boring, because what it is it's every day showing up and being consistent. So it's, some of those things, being prepared, being consistent, showing up, and doing the things that you know you need to do that might appear to be boring, but that's what success is. Success is being ready when the opportunity shows up. So when the opportunity knocks, you're ready. It's not randomly being ready for something that you're not already prepared for. So that's where you're preparing every day, getting better every day at the things that you know you need to do to be good in this business.
Well, I think that's, if we look at winning the day, if an agent farms an area, and in that preparation of previewing, running the stats, walking the neighborhood, driving the neighborhood, seeing everything, when they have that person that goes, when you call, you know, we are thinking about selling, you're ready to go and say, hey, look, I can meet with you this afternoon, because you're not scrambling to just look up on the internet what's going on in that area. You know it. It's ingrained in you. And that is where you get lucky, is in all the preparation that comes forward, right?
And be prepared. So whether it's a listing appointment or a buyer's appointment, you already have kits that are already pre-assembled that have all the basic information in their buyer books, seller books, your bio, information about the market, what's going on. So all you're doing is pulling the tax record, doing a few comps. I have a template that I use to do comps real quick, and I don't think about it every single time. I punch in the numbers from the tax record, and I can get a call this in the morning and be over there this afternoon with a full kit that looks all customized, because all I do is print a cover page with the name and the address of the seller, and I already know information about that neighborhood because it's, like you said, it's where I'm farming. So I got lucky. I showed up on the appointment and found out that I was competing against 4 other realtors and had the most knowledge with a couple of hours of preparing specifically for that appointment. So it's daily preparation, like John says, preview and calls and studying the market.
Hey, I'd love for you to post in the comments how you prepare for luck, how you prepare for your opportunities. What is your daily ritual? Go ahead. Don't share it. Don't just keep it to yourself. We learn from each other. So I'd love for you to post in the comments how you prepare for opportunity when it knocks. And post there. We'll throw you up on the screen. We'd love to. We won't throw up on you on the screen. We'll put you on the screen because we want to know how you're preparing for that. Andrew, real quickly, I'd love to hear from you. And then we've got, a productivity coach right here on here, a high level. He's my coach who helps me coach agents. But Andrew, what are your thoughts here?
Well, the first thing I'd say is just show up. Things are going to happen for you if you just show up. I encourage all new agents. It seems like the lone wolf is the first to exit the industry. And by showing up, things are going to happen for you. Like you said, you got the $5 million, or the agent that got the $5 million deal just by being up on Property Desk. I've seen too many deals where maybe an agent had a listing appointment, they were on their way out the door, their phone rang, they didn't know what to do with that lead. And so they end up giving it to somebody that's in the office. And so I always encourage people, first step in the process is show up. Then do the things that you need to do that are the important things first, because our day gets carried away from us when the urgent things pop into things. And if you don't plan and time block, then you're going to find yourself behind.
Awesome. Matthew, you work with coaches and agents across the country. How would you focus on winning the day with this topic of seizing opportunity?
I love that we are spending so much time talking about preparation, because it took me a long time to understand the Bold law. Spontaneity is a conditioned reflex. As soon as the dots connected for me, it really stood out to me, because that you are fully prepared when you start speaking and you don't really realize what you're saying, but it is exactly what you need to say in the moment, as Phil Jones often says, the author of Exactly What to Say. And
Exactly What to Say in Real Estate. Two books. Good books.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. And so it's when you are prepared for the market that you're choosing to specialize in, when you're prepared, the stats of the neighborhood you want to specialize in, or the stats of the type of homes or the type of areas that you want to specialize in. And that's so deeply ingrained, then it doesn't take mental effort and energy to prospect. It doesn't take mental energy to have conversations with those people, but it's important to have a clear picture of what it is that you're choosing to specialize in. One of the biggest mistakes I see new agents make is they will drive all over Kingdom Come for their opportunity, right? $100,000 condo, 6 hours away from me. You got it. I'm there. I'll be there. I've got it, right? And yet it's really about taking your focus as narrow as possible, identifying what are the problems you like to solve, or who are the people you enjoy working with, and finding ways to get in front of them.
Love it. Love it. Jake Dixon says tips to help someone realize an opportunity and slow down to take an honest look at it when they're busy. There's a question, or perhaps a bit skittish to take on something else. So what are some tips? What are your ideas? Some people are afraid. How many agents don't go on appointments, don't seize those opportunities because they're skittish, they're afraid? What do you do?
Well, one of the things I would suggest is, we know in real estate, one of the things that we're attracted to is that every day looks different and that there's a variety of things that you can get excited about. But the reality is there are a lot of things that are exactly the same protocol pretty much every single time. And so you know that the escrow process, the listing process, there's certain things that you're going to do, and there's certain things that you can advise a client on that are the same every time. So, for example, that when you're listing a house, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to walk around the house and you're going to ask them, tell me about this home. What do you like? What do you dislike? And you're going to notice how they live. Mm-hmm. So, in your presentation, in your listing presentation, you're already going to have information on doing repairs, starting to pack, decluttering, how to stage, basic tips. And then, the next part of the process after you're preparing is, what's it like for someone to come and look at your house, leave the house, make sure they use the lockbox for security purposes. So there's a whole bunch of things in the process that you already know that you can prepare, and you don't necessarily have to think about that.
Right.
When you're at the listing presentation, because you already know that. And if you don't know that, there's plenty of templates online. Take it, make it your own. But have that prepared with your bio, who you are and what your mission is, what your vision is, and why they should choose you. And then all you have to focus on is answering their questions and listening when you're in the appointment.
So important, listening for opportunity. And if you're prepared, you can ease back and listen. So we've got, let's see here. We've got Jesse says market knowledge. Preview, make notes on each house you preview. I like to narrow down which house is the best buy in the category of homes, and I looked at that day based on condition and price. And I will tell you, one of the things that some of the agents I'm coaching and the agents on my team, we do the deal of the week. We're always looking, and once a week we post out an Instagram poll, and we say, hey, here's the deal of the week. Are you interested? Absolutely, or yes. And we know that if somebody responds to either one of those, they're in the market of looking at a home. So you're out there previewing, you might as well make that. Jamie Dixon from Salt Lake City. Jamie, have you been to Eva's, the tapas restaurant downtown? Great place. Winning with systems, showing up and something unexpected comes up that may hinder my work, and I reset and refocus. So I think that's it. You've got to be nimble. I was listening to a lady talking about aging. I'm at that age where I'm having to think about aging. And she was talking about part of your core exercises is learning to be nimble so that you don't fall, and practicing your footwork, because things will come in to try and trip you up. And if you can't pivot, if you can't be nimble and fast on your feet, that's where you trip and fall and get hurt. So,
Hey, Mark, I hate to derail the conversation, but I wanted to go back to something that Jake had commented a couple of minutes ago about, being skittish about failure. And I just wanted to make the comment that I think the fear of failure is one of the greatest obstacles to real estate success. And it's because agents think that if you fail, you lose, game over, you just lost your tokens, go home. right?
Yeah.
And that's not the case. You know, I think if real estate agents were like comedians, this industry would be a lot better. And what I mean by that is, if you study stand-up comics, the material that they are doing on stage, you know, in the stadiums and all that stuff, I promise that is not the first time that that's come out of their mouth. In fact, that's probably not even the 100th time. It might be the 1,000th time that it's come out of their mouth, right? They go to small comedy clubs to try out new material, expecting it to not get laughs. And then they use that as an opportunity to decide, okay, so what do I need to change? Do I need to change the punchline? Do I need to add different dialogue? And they use that as a way to perfect their systems. The best real estate agents out there are not afraid of going to an appointment and looking foolish, because there's going to be some type of nugget to pull from that experience that you can apply to the next time and get better. If you're just constantly focusing, you know, there's an old book called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, and he talks about the gist of it is, if you can just get 1% better every day at the end of a year, you're 365% better. But it's
That's
just
it.
1%. So.
Yeah, Jake's throwing out Wayne Brady versus Tom Hanks. I've used this illustration a lot. Is Wayne Brady is the king of just off the cuff, and he's got the show where it's improv, and the guy's worth about $10 million. Not bad. But Tom Hanks is the master of scripts. I mean, he literally says life is like a box of chocolates, and we suspend all reality. We enter into those characters. And he's mastered the scripts, and he's worth over $500 million. So mastery versus winging it, that's where the money is, and those opportunities to seize that. So let's bring it in. We're going a little long. Let's bring it all in here and say, each of you, one thing that we can do to win the day when it comes to opportunity today, that all of you winners out there watching right now, you can begin to apply. So, Julie, one thing to win the day when it comes to opportunity today.
Prepare. And one of the things that realtors don't do is they wait till they're actually on a listing appointment with a buyer to practice. Most sports people practice. They spend 95% of their practicing. Look at the Olympics. They've been practicing for years, every single day. They practice. They don't just show up and do their listing appointment at the Olympics. They practice. So if you're afraid to practice with other people, which is the best way to do it, practice by recording into your phone, practice by recording into a mirror, practice by doing a Zoom call with yourself and recording it, but practice. And just have, 5 things that you're going to cover, and practice, memorize some scripts, so that when you go to the appointment, it's not the first time.
Love it. Andrew, one thing to win the
much
day.
same thing. Practice and prepare, time block your important stuff. I read one time that Kobe used to practice 4 times a day, because most players practice twice. So you saw how many championships he earned versus Allen Iverson, who was not a fan of practice.
Good point.
He didn't get lucky.
Yeah, he did not get lucky. Matthew.
I would say, the key to seizing opportunity is understanding what opportunity is for you. If you don't have a vision for your future, and you don't know what you want from life and what you want from your business, then you won't know when an opportunity is the right fit for you. So if you don't take the time to do the deep work to decide, what do I want my life to look like a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, you're not going to be able to use that as a decision factor on whether an opportunity is right for you.
Love it. As it's been said, proper prior planning produces premium performance. And that's a tongue twister and a mouthful and everything. But hey, I want to thank John Moran for letting me keep the seat warm. He's going to be traveling a couple days, so I'm going to be here leading the conversation, hoping to do justice and do good for this seat that he so powerfully does faithfully each and every day. And John, we appreciate you leading the charge and winning the day. And you are impacting so many lives, creating winners all across this country through this event. And Hey gang, one of the ways that we can help more and more people win, because it's abundance, it's not scarcity, is share this message. So share as soon as this is over, share this back on your time frame or your feed, Facebook feed. Let people know that there's a place every single day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 8:30, 8:20 usually, except for right now I'm going long, where you can set your day, set the sail for your day, and create that win for the day. Hey, we're going to jump off. Have a great day. Let's go win the day.
Bye, guys.
Take care.